Hey, welcome to another video with TruckOrTrack.com. Hope you guys are liking and sharing and out there putting it on. And people are making a lot of noise in the shop right now, but that's what we do. They're loading up cutting edges for somebody. No, we don't sell cutting edges yet on TruckOrTrack.com. We are one of the largest independent dealer in cutting edges, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about track adjuster rod. So let's check this bad boy out. So here we go. Track adjuster rod in a John Deere piece of equipment. So I'm going to show you a little something here. Move this new rod out of the way. That way you got a good view of it. Now, to tell you something about the track adjuster spring assembly that you may not know. Number one, hey Kyle, will you throw me a rag or a glove? Number one, this track adjuster spring assembly is under a lot of pressure. And you should never ever, thank you Kyle, thank you very much. You should never ever mess with that. I've seen some people get very badly hurt messing with track adjuster spring assemblies. But let's talk about it just for a second. What you do to put a track spring in is this back here, there is actually a threaded portion back here in the back. And the rod would run through this cup. So it would be like a giant bolt that would run through here. And the bolt actually doesn't pull it together. You stick this in a machine, you squish it down, put the bolt in it, that holds it together. You set it down in this saddle, and then you unscrew the bolt, and that's what puts the track adjuster spring in there. Okay, so, but you should never mess with that. That's something that John Deere should do. If you're gonna take it out, you can take a torch, cut a couple of the links, and the track adjuster spring will come out pretty easily. But you have to compress this in a big press and squish it down, run that bolt in. The bolt is not, again, not to take the tension off. The bolt is just there to hold it in place until you stick it back down there and let the bolt out. The other thing you should never do is try to porta-pire one of these in. I've seen these shoot out and hit people, and it will really mess you up. I mean, it's pretty bad. So don't ever try to porta-pire these in. Get a factory dealer to at least compress it, put it together for you, and then you can go in there and take the bolt maybe and unscrew it and get it in there. Okay, let's talk about the track adjuster rod. Man, look at this track adjuster rod right here. So this portion of the rod right here used to live right here. Okay, let me get in there for you. Okay, that is just a cup, like you would drink coffee out of. It's just a cup. It does have a hole in it, so you couldn't drink much coffee out of that. It'd run right through. But that is just a cup. This just sets in there. It has no retention whatsoever. Right now you're saying, well Todd, I can't get my rod out of there. It won't come out, okay? Only thing holding it in is the rust. Let me zoom in here. This rust and calcium and scale is the only thing holding that rod in this machine. That's it. The tension of the track chain against the front idler puts pressure in here, and that's it, okay? I've seen a lot of people do a lot of crazy things to get that rod out of there, but heating it, there's no seals on that side. Heating it, taking some penetrating oil, hitting it with that, and a lot of sledgehammering will get it out eventually. Okay, let's say I didn't realize it, but there were some national account trucks set behind me, and I had to cut this out because we're not allowed to show those trucks. I'm gonna push this out of the way. That thing was smoking red hot. All right, so what we have here is a brand new track adjuster rod, okay? And that's gonna go right up inside of there, okay? Okay, so the track adjuster rod's in here. It just floats in here, okay? It doesn't have anything holding it. The idler puts pressure on this. Okay, let's talk about something kind of crazy. Let's say, I have to stand up. Let's say, I'm going back down. Hang on, we're going back. Let's say that this rod, you cannot get it out, okay? It won't come out. This end is all pitted up like that one. See how that one's all pitted up? So the seal, it won't do any good to replace the seal. Okay, now listen, I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm just saying if you had to do it. I've seen people take a grinder with a cutoff wheel, cut this off, go up here on the new rod, cut off the new rod, take a piece of pipe, put around here, and put the piece that's stuck in here and the new piece together. That way you've got a new seal. I want to be honest with you, the first time I saw that, I thought the guy was insane. I was like, what in the hell did you just do to your Dozer? And fast forward years later, we ended up having to do it because the guy was in a hurry. We couldn't get the rod out of that pocket, and we took a grinder, cut that rod off, cut a brand new rod in two, stuck it in there, and put that bushing around it, and we welded the bushing, or the piece of pipe, on the back, on the bad part. Now, was it the right thing to do? Absolutely not. Did it work? Hell yeah, it worked great. But I'm not saying that's the thing to do. But anyway, that's a little class for you on track adjuster rods. Now, when it comes to the seals, we'll do a little bit on that later. Our brick and mortar store actually does sell a lot of track adjuster yokes and seals. Matter of fact, every Dozer we do, if we pull the track chain off, we automatically put in a set of track adjuster seals. But what I want to talk to you about today was just the rod, because we had one opened up and ready to look at, and that thing was still red hot. I couldn't even touch it. So I'd like to thank Kyle for being my rag man. Brought me a rag. What a good guy. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. You're out there liking and sharing them. You're subscribing. You're pumping us up. Pump it up, pump it up. Keep watching these videos. We're going to try to be informative. I'm trying to do a little bit longer videos. You guys have asked for that. If you have any questions, hit us up at info@TruckOrTrack.com. And also go on website. Go on TruckOrTrack.com. Go on there, try to look up some parts and stuff. I'm going to do a video soon on how to walk through the website on the track side and the truck side. Remember, we sell toolboxes, warning lights, D-rings, doodads, you name it on there, we sell it. Again, we don't sell everything your brick and mortar store sells, but we're getting there. So hey, you begin with the best, you won't need the rest.